Hi everyone, welcome back to Gillian at Mystic Healing Therapies. I thought to do a video today on how to cope with the current energies. So we all are experiencing quite a lot of up and down energy at the moment, aren't we, as this 3D paradigm breathes its final few breaths. I'm sure that many of you, well I know that many of you are experiencing having to see loved ones suffer the consequences of a medical choice they've probably taken in the last couple of years. I'm sure that's not escaping any of us, and that's really difficult to watch when we see that happening to loved ones. I know a lot of people are in dark night of the soul kind of situations. I've had a lot of people reach out to me around personal difficulties. You know, we know that astrologically we're in a place where the karma's ripening, so you know that's bringing up its own challenges for many people. So I just wanted to just give a quick few tips really on how I manage these kind of things. So firstly, as a daily practice, every morning when I wake up I ask Archangel Michael to be with me, and I ask that throughout the day I remain in 5-dimensional vibration or higher at all times, and I ask for the protection. So that's one thing I do. I also give a lot of gratitude as well, because the more gratitude we give, especially if it's heartfelt, the more space we give to receive all good things. So that's a couple of things that I would do. Also, if let's say I go, you know, I work as a psychotherapist, as a lot of you might know, and if I've been having quite a lot of heavy sessions with people that are experiencing a lot, I can come home sometimes feeling I can feel their energy on me almost, because I've been empathic and been with them. So I do an energy clearance. So practically I could probably have a bath with salts in it or something like that. But more importantly, I kind of sit quietly, do some meditation, connect to my higher self, and I ask for my guides, my dragons, to do an energy clearing. So I just purify and cleanse my energy system, and that can be really helpful just to get me back on track. There's also you know, the sage, the good old sage that you can burn, that transmutes energy. That's also a good thing. But essentially it's about where we keep our mindset, isn't it? You know, if we're all going through, especially the last 3 years, we're all going through stuff that's challenging and difficult. And for example, this morning I woke with some anxiety in my body. This happens. It's normal and natural to feel anxiety, everybody. Don't believe it, that when you can't just float around in a Zen state all the time. We're going to have things that we're going to have to deal with, emotions that come up that we don't have to deal with, but that's the key. We deal with them, we don't dwell on it. So when I woke up with some anxiety in my body, I first of all recognised it was anxiety, realised that actually this isn't my anxiety, it's just the collective that's floating around that I've probably on some level offered to transmute. So I literally took some deep breaths in and out and watched the anxiety leave me, so it kind of passes through my body. It's not sticking with me. I'm not holding on this energy. I'm just observing it, breathing it out and letting it go. So this is going to be really important in the next few weeks, folks, to be able to do this. So in my psychotherapy clinic, I teach people to observe their thoughts, their emotions, whatever's going on in the body, to observe it as an observer, notice it and let it go. This is going to be so important in the next few weeks with what's coming up in terms of, you know, world events or whatever, is to not get attached to these emotions. So if emotion comes up, observe it, acknowledge it, breathe it through and let it go. So be the observer, but you don't have to stay with it and take it for a ride. You can just acknowledge it, let it go and breathe through it, and just let it go, pass through your body without holding on to it, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to come up that we don't need to be embroiled in. We don't need to. We can just recognize it, acknowledge it and let it go. So this is just a little tip really. Keep your energy fields clear, keep your energy fields pure. Instead of reading a terrible story or whatever, just acknowledge it and breathe, let the anxiety or whatever comes up for you, and then breathe it out and let it go. You know, I've had quite a few people contacting me worrying about this world event, that world event. Well, all I can say is it's all going to be all right. You know, don't worry about it. Switch the news off. You don't need to watch the news. All that it's going to do is perpetuate more fear. That's what it's designed to do. They want you in a state of fear, then they can control you easily and harvest the loosh from your fear. So switch your telly off. I've not watched the news since May 2020. I really haven't. Not had a newspaper ever. I don't need that. I follow a few people on Telegram, and that's where I get my information from. I know what's going on. I hear about it from other people, but I don't need to sit and stay in that fear vibration. It's a choice. So, you know, be careful what you consume. I know I've said this on videos before, but we might be careful about what diet we have or whatever, but what are you consuming in terms of your social media or media? Just be mindful of that and then make some choices. And if you do find yourself with anxiety or unwanted emotions or unpleasant emotions, first of all recognize them and see if they are anything to do with you, and then if they are, think about doing the work. But like this morning with me and the anxiety, I realized it was just collective anxiety that I'd come across probably in the astral plane. So yeah, just, you know, be the observer, let it go, come to a place of peace, and don't forget to put your protection in. At the end of the day as well, I say I do that protection in the morning. I do as well before I go to sleep. I ask to stay in a state of 5-dimensional level or higher, and I also ask my dragons and unicorns, and then I always also say I do not consent to being abducted. Now, I know that sounds far-fetched, but it's not going to harm you saying it, is it? All right, if you've not subscribed to me, please do press subscribe button, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now, lots of love. Bye.